How's it going, everyone? We are back for another episode of Seize the Day. My name is Sadie with the New York Marine Rescue Center, and we are bringing more marine science and education right into your home or classroom. Welcome to the New York Marine Rescue Center. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization located on the east end of Long Island. This is our first episode of a 4-part video series centered around human interaction. This month, we are making a splash in wildlife harassment. We will take a closer look at exactly what wildlife harassment entails and the negative impacts it poses on marine species. We'll also take a look at how the New York Marine Rescue Center is educating the public in hopes of bringing light to these preventable occurrences. We will even get into seal selfies. What? Harassment. To create an unpleasant or hostile situation by uninvited and unwelcomed verbal, physical, and/or exhausting conduct. To annoy persistently. Harassment is never okay, intentional or not. And in this particular situation, we are discussing the harassment towards marine mammals and sea turtles. Imagine, you're sleeping peacefully in your bed, you're snuggled up, you're comfortable, resting for a busy day ahead. Then all of a sudden, strangers have barged into your bedroom. They are yelling in excitement, getting way too close, being way too loud, breaking all barriers of any personal space, taking pictures of you, and some of them are even trying to take pictures with you. This is not the peaceful sleeping arrangement you have opted for. In fact, you would probably be disoriented, angry, unsettled, and largely uncomfortable. This scenario seems pretty unimaginable, right? Who would do something like that? Unfortunately, this is a common reality for many different wildlife species, especially those who partially live on sandy beaches shared by the public. But harassment does not only occur in the form of startling an animal from sleep. It is also considered harassment when someone feeds, chases, takes, pursues, or disturbs a marine animal. Harassing a marine mammal or protected marine species is not only illegal, but the act can also negatively impact that animal by altering its natural behaviors. Oftentimes, the people that are spotting these adorable animals snoozing on the beach or swimming alongside their boat or nesting on shore do not intend to harm them. They are just unaware of the consequences that their reactions can cause. When a marine mammal or sea turtle is recklessly pursued by a human, serious and life-threatening disturbances can occur, such as the separation of mothers and their young, a disruption in migratory patterns, and the interference in breeding or social grouping arrangements. Now, before we continue, please understand that being excited to see a native animal in its natural habitat is not wrong. Natural encounters are very unique, and we truly want everyone to embrace an opportunity like that. But doing so without harassing the animal can be the difference between a magical moment and crossing the line of creating a hostile environment for both you and that animal. Here are a few helpful tips when watching wildlife in order to preserve a safe situation for all parties involved. Tip number 1, and perhaps the most important one to keep in mind. Your actions should not cause a change in the animal's behavior. I repeat, your actions should not cause a change in the animal's behavior. The Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972, as well as the Endangered Species Act, has specific viewing distance requirements for certain marine species to ensure that the animal is not encroached upon. I will provide some visuals for you to better understand what these distances look like. Remain at least 50 yards away from a seal on the beach. That's about half of a football field or nearly 3 large school buses. And if you are viewing marine life from a boat, stay at least 50 yards from a sea turtle, dolphin, or porpoise, and up to 500 yards for some species of whales. That is just a few yards taller in length than the Empire State Building. This is what 50 yards looks like! Tip number 3, be a responsible pet owner. You and your pet are probably curious and excited to be present for this cool encounter. In fact, it could be a form of enrichment for both the marine mammal and your dog. However, it is very important to still remain the required distance from that animal, and it is crucial to keep your pet on a leash. Remember, these are wild animals. Even if you have the friendliest pup in the world who just wants to say hello, a seal can display aggressive behaviors when provoked. They have sharp teeth and are known to be very strong. So, to avoid your pet getting hurt or even spreading or contracting disease, please be sure to keep your furry friend on a leash when marine animals are present on the beach. Tip number 4. Become educated on normal behaviors versus concerning behaviors. Most of the calls that we receive on our 24-hour hotline regarding an animal sighting consist of a concerned patron that has spotted a resting seal on the beach. This behavior is called hauling out, and it is a normal and necessary behavior that the seals do as they conserve energy in preparation for their next travel at sea. It is also important to understand that pups are sometimes left alone for up to 24 hours. This does not mean that the pup is abandoned or needs help. If it seems like longer than 24 hours that mom has been gone, she may have weaned her pup and left him or her permanently to continue on. Seals have the shortest lactation period of any other mammal. Some species of seals leave their young after just 4 days because her job as a seal mom is complete and that pup is ready to fend for itself. The best way to identify a healthy and able seal pup that may have recently separated from its mother is to look at their coat. Seal pups are born with a fine white coat called lanugo. Most mammals, including humans, have lanugo at some point in their prenatal development. It is common for seals to still have their lanugo coat up to a few weeks after birth. If you spot a seal pup in full lanugo and umbilicus, the seal is likely still nursing and awaiting its mother's return. If you notice that the pup has started to molt and has patches of lanugo and patches of adult fur, the seal pup has likely weaned and is capable of surviving on its own. It may seem like a foreign concept to humans as we sometimes stay with our mothers for at least 18 years, if not longer. Sorry, Mom. But this is why it is important to understand normal versus concerning behaviors of animals in your area. It is still a good idea to take as many photos as possible from a reasonable distance. Track your current location where the animal is and call our hotline if you're in New York. Include details about what types of behaviors the animal is exhibiting. To learn more about what behaviors are normal versus what is concerning, please refer to the link below where our team can walk you through the differences. In the event that the animal does need help, however, follow the steps previously mentioned to let our team know, and we will respond if necessary. Do not attempt to help the animal yourself. Working with any marine animal in a stressful situation can be dangerous and requires thorough training and an entire team of professionals. Anything with a mouth can bite, and they are not aware that you are probably just trying to help. They may go into defense mode and seriously injure you and themselves. Another unfortunate instance that may occur when trying to help a sick or wounded animal is not knowing what will save or further hurt them. The intentions may be great, but assuming that an animal needs something without further assistance or direction from a trained professional may further endanger it. Or worse yet, it could lead to that animal being killed. Tip number 5. Never offer food or any physical contact. Again, the intention one may have when feeding any form of wildlife is usually great, but there are many short-term and long-term effects that feeding or touching wildlife may have on that animal. You know that bird feeder in your backyard that keeps the same birds and squirrels coming each morning? They have learned to pretty much always expect that food will be available to them, and some of them may have even stopped foraging for their own food. It may seem harmless and as though you are doing a good deed for those animals, but wild animals must remain wild. And touching a wild animal is always out of the question. There have been several cases of animals attacking humans when provoked, causing serious injuries. Be sure to look for signs that the animal is becoming agitated by identifying certain behaviors such as vocalization, charging, tail slapping, or making a quick escape. If you are seeing any of these behaviors, quickly and quietly leave the animal where they are. Tip number 6. Absolutely no seal selfies. I know it sounds really silly, but we wouldn't have to say it if it never happened. A seal selfie is exactly what it sounds like. Someone who got entirely too close to a protected marine mammal to snap a quick pic for the gram. While the picture may get you a few likes, it could also get you a few fines. Remember, harassment towards a marine mammal is illegal. When there is photo evidence permanently living on the internet, your case may not be very strong against the Environmental Protection Agency. It is dangerous for you and that animal and will likely cause a disturbance. Tip number 7. Be conscious and obey boating laws and regulations, especially upon the sight of marine mammals or sea turtles. We will dive into all the ways that human interaction from vessels can lead to the physical injuries of marine mammals and sea turtles in a later episode, but high speeds and encroachment by boats can also cause distress. Avoid chasing and circling an animal, and be sure to never trap them between your watercraft and the shoreline. High, extreme speeds and sudden changes in speed can startle an animal nearby and cause them to change their swimming patterns to avoid your vessel. In the event that you do spot a marine mammal near your boat, slow down to maneuver at a no-wake speed. If there's a whale in proximity to your boat, cut the engine and switch to neutral to allow the whale to safely pass by. Speaking from experience, this also gives the whale the chance to come check you out. This is perfectly legal if the animal chooses to investigate you and your boat, and it could be a once-in-a-lifetime encounter. They are mammals, and they can become curious and inquisitive. If this happens, remain in neutral and grab your camera. You may be getting mugged. This is the occurrence of a whale approaching your vessel, forcing you to remain in the area until they are a safe distance away for you to start your engine again. And to conclude tip number 7, never come between a mother and her calf. Whales sometimes breach or smack their flukes and flippers against the surface of the water as a way to communicate a warning sign that you should stay away. These behaviors have caused damage to boats and passengers. Wouldn't you do the same if someone came between you and your calf? All marine mammals in U.S. waters are protected under the Marine Mammal Protection Act of 1972. This prohibits the capture, killing, harassing, hunting, or taking of any species of marine mammal. Following these tips will not only ensure that a marine mammal or sea turtle is kept safe and protected in their environment, but it will also keep you within legal limits without violating several environmental protection acts. We encourage you to explore, to experience, and to get involved in the most positively impactful ways. Whale watching, monitoring nesting sea turtles, accidentally happening upon a sleepy seal on the beach, or spotting a pod of dolphins surfing in the waves are all ways to become better connected to our natural world, if they are done responsibly. These experiences can inspire anyone to become an ocean advocate and help us maintain a secure and stress-free home to marine species. The New York Marine Rescue Center is working on implementing our new SEAL advocacy program into public programming opportunities throughout different areas in New York, as well as an online community. It will provide hands-on training and resources to assist the public in species identification, normal versus concerning behaviors, how to protect these animals, and how they can further educate others to do the same. Learning more about local wildlife and regulations will help minimize the amount of harassment cases and hopefully inspire everyone to get involved. For more information on our new SEAL advocacy program, our sea turtle patrolling program, or other remote learning opportunities, visit our website or shoot us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for another episode of Seize the Day, premiering next month, where we talk about another form of human interaction as we get all wrapped up on the topic of entanglement. As always, don't forget to like and share. This is the tail end of our presentation. Thank you for watching.